Hey there, I am Peter, and in this video I will be taking you on force. This is just the basics. This is the first topic I'm taking. I wouldn't want to start with complex stuff. Let me just start with the basic stuff. As time goes on, I'll move on to the complex. Now, a force is any agent that can cause change to the motion of an object or body. It's either the body is at rest or the body is in motion. If the body is at rest or it is in motion. So if your body is at rest, if you apply a force on the system, according to Newton's first law, a force that is large enough to push it is going to move. That's a change in motion, and force at the same time can stop a moving object. Now, force is scalar when you are only given magnitude and no direction. It is scalar when you only have the magnitude. For example, 200 newtons, no direction, it is scalar. When we are given 200 newtons cos 30, now this is the magnitude and this is the direction. As you know, a vector is anything that has magnitude, or so I can say size, and direction. And this is cos 30 with respect to x. WRT means with respect to x. I actually mean with respect to the x axis. That's cos 30. That is equal to 0.866 and the rest. Now, 860. So there are two types of force basically. We have contact force and we have field force. Now, contact force is the force that acts when the body is in contact, when either the two bodies or the particular body is in contact with either the force causing the motion, or the two bodies are in contact with each other. Now, a field force, also known as force field, is a force that acts over a field. We can call it over a space, over a region. It can cause the change in the motion of an object without having contact with the object or with the two objects. Now, this is an example of contact force. Two bodies in contact with each other, where body A exerts a force on B. A is 50 kilograms and moving with a speed of 20 meters per second, and B is 20, but B is stationary. Okay, moving on, there are different types of contact force. We have friction, we have tension, we have push and pull, we have action and reaction. Okay, in the later video, I'll discuss friction. I might not talk about tension, I'm not really sure. I'll discuss about friction and debating about friction. It's actually the force that opposes motion. It exists between two bodies. Then we have action, reaction, push and pull. Now, under field force, we have electric force, which is normally called electrostatic force. That's a C. Electrostatic force, electrostatic force. Also, that I call it electric force, but it's actually electrostatic force. Then we have magnetic force, and we have gravitational force. Now, according to Newton's second law of motion, the force of a body, the force a body possesses, or the force of a body, is directly proportional to the mass and the acceleration of the body, which is m times a. That's mass times acceleration. But sometimes in a neutral situation, that in a situation relating to gravity, the acceleration here will be replaced with acceleration due to gravity, and that is g, and g is 9.98 meters per second square. This is the unit. Meter per second square, this is the unit. Now, according to universal law of gravitation, there is under gravitational force. The force of a planetary body is equal to the mass. Planetary body, the force that exists between two planetary bodies, is equal to their respective masses divided by their distance apart. So F is directly proportional to m multiplied by m, and it's also inversely proportional to r squared. That's the square of their distance apart. And we're introducing what is called a gravitational constant. gravitational constant, capital letter G, which is 6.67 times 10 to the power 34, and the unit is Newton meter square per kg square. I wrote that clearly here, Newton meter square per kg square. That's the minus sign is per kg square. I can either say Newton meter square per kg square, but I can put that minus sign there. Maybe I'll also talk about units, but that will be in another video. So this is the basic thing about force, and I will see you again in another video. Thank you.